Hey Gemini, I just pulled cards for you, and honestly what came through is something you really need to hear right now. Someone in your energy is making moves that they think are strategic, but they have absolutely no idea what kind of ripple effect this is creating. And the thing is, you are going to be affected by this whether you realize it or not. So let me just dive right in, because the first card that came out literally jumped out of the deck, and I knew immediately this reading was going to be intense. The first card I pulled is the Hierophant, and this is fascinating because the Hierophant represents tradition, structure, rules, and following the proper channels. But here is what is interesting about this card in your reading. Someone around you is using these traditional structures or conventional approaches as a manipulation tool. They are hiding behind what seems like the right way to do things or the proper protocol, but their intentions are not pure at all. This person could be someone in a position of authority or someone who presents themselves as having your best interests at heart. They might be a mentor figure, a boss, a family member, or even someone in your social circle who acts like they know what is best for you. The energy here is very much about someone who uses their position or their knowledge of how things should be done to control situations. What I am picking up is that this person is being extremely calculated. They are not just randomly making decisions. They have thought through their approach, and they are using the system or the established way of doing things to their advantage. The problem is they are so focused on their own agenda that they are not considering how their actions are going to impact everyone else, especially you. The Hierophant traditionally is about wisdom, teaching, and guidance, but when someone is misusing this energy, it becomes about gatekeeping, controlling information, and using rules to benefit themselves rather than the collective. This person might be presenting themselves as helpful or as someone who is just following procedure, but underneath there is a self-serving motive that they are keeping hidden. For you Gemini, this is significant because you tend to be someone who questions things, who wants to understand multiple perspectives, and who does not just blindly follow tradition. But right now there might be a situation where you feel pressured to go along with something because it seems like the right thing to do, or because this person has convinced you that this is how things must be handled. I am getting the sense that you might be second-guessing your own instincts because someone is presenting their way as the only legitimate option. The danger here is that this person has not thought through the consequences of their actions. They're so caught up in their own plans and their own desire to maintain control or to achieve a specific outcome that they are not seeing the bigger picture. And unfortunately, when the consequences start to show up, you are going to be one of the people dealing with the fallout. Now, the second card that came through is the Star. And this is where things get really interesting because the Star is about hope, healing, renewal, and divine guidance. But in the context of this reading, the Star is showing me what this person thinks is going to happen versus what is actually going to happen. This person believes that their actions are going to lead to some kind of positive outcome. They have convinced themselves that what they are doing is justified or even noble in some way. They might genuinely believe they are helping or that their manipulations are going to create a better situation for everyone. The Star represents their idealized vision of how things will unfold. But here is the thing about the Star when it appears in this kind of reading. The Star is also about truth being revealed and authenticity coming to light. So, while this person thinks they are moving toward this beautiful, hopeful outcome, what is actually going to happen is that their true intentions are going to be exposed. The universe has a way of bringing truth to the surface, and the Star in this position is telling me that there is going to be a moment of clarity where everything becomes crystal clear. For you Gemini, the Star is also a message about your own intuition and your own connection to higher guidance. Even if things seem confusing right now, even if this person has managed to make you doubt yourself, there is a part of you that knows something is off. That inner knowing is your Star energy. It is your connection to truth and authenticity. I am seeing that you might be in a situation where you want to believe the best in someone. You might be hoping that their intentions are pure, or that maybe you are just overthinking things. But the Star here is validating your concerns. It is telling you that your instincts are correct and that you should not ignore that feeling of unease. The interesting dynamic between the Hierophant and the Star is that we have someone who is using external structures and traditional authority versus your own internal guidance and authentic truth. This is a classic conflict between what you are being told you should do and what you actually feel is right. The star is encouraging you to trust your inner wisdom even when it goes against what someone in a position of authority is telling you. The third card that appeared is Four of Swords, and this card is absolutely crucial to understanding what is happening right now. Four of Swords is about rest, recuperation, contemplation, and strategic pause. But in this reading, it is showing me that there is information that is currently hidden or dormant. There are facts that have not come to light yet, and there is a period of calm before things really start to unfold. This person who is playing this dangerous game, they are operating under the assumption that certain things will remain hidden or that people will not connect the dots. Four of Swords represents this temporary state of peace or stability, but it is very much a pause before action resumes. Think of it like the calm before the storm or the moment of stillness before everything erupts. What I am picking up is that this person has been very careful about covering their tracks or about making sure their true motivations are not obvious. They have created this appearance of everything being fine and under control. The Four of Swords energy suggests that on the surface things might seem peaceful or settled, but underneath there is so much more going on. For you Gemini, this card is telling you to pay attention during this quiet period. Just because things seem calm does not mean that nothing is happening. This is actually the perfect time for you to observe, to gather information, and to really think through what you are seeing. Four of Swords is about strategic thinking and mental clarity, and right now, you need to be using this time to understand the full picture. I'm also getting that you might feel like you need to make a decision or take action quickly, but Four of Swords is advising you to take your time. Do not let anyone pressure you into moving forward before you are ready. This is a moment for contemplation and reflection. The more you can step back and observe, the more you are going to see what is really happening. Four of Swords also suggests that there might be information that is going to come to light after a period of rest or waiting. Sometimes the truth reveals itself not when we are actively searching for it, but when we create space and allow things to surface naturally. This card is encouraging you to be patient and to trust that what needs to be revealed will be revealed in the right timing. The combination of the Hierophant, the star, and Four of Swords is painting a picture of someone who is using traditional authority and structure to manipulate a situation while believing their actions will lead to a positive outcome. But there is a period of hidden information and strategic pause before the truth comes out and consequences become apparent. Now the fourth card, and this is where the energy really intensifies, is Temperance. And I have to tell you, when Temperance appears in a reading like this, it is both a warning and a guide. Temperance is about balance, moderation, patience, and the alchemical process of blending different elements to create something new. But here is what Temperance is showing me in your situation. The person who is playing this game has completely thrown balance out the window. They are so focused on their agenda that they have lost all sense of moderation and patience. They are trying to force an outcome instead of allowing things to develop naturally. Temperance appearing here is highlighting the LCK of this energy in their approach. When someone operates without temperance, they become extreme in their actions. They might be pushing too hard, manipulating too aggressively, or trying to control every variable instead of working with the natural flow of a situation. This person has convinced themselves that the ends justify the means, and they are willing to create imbalance and disharmony to get what they want. What I find really significant about Temperance in this reading is that this card is also about consequences and the law of cause and effect. Temperance teaches us that every action has a reaction, and that when we act without balance, we create imbalance in return. This person does not realize that their extreme actions are going to create extreme consequences. For you Gemini, Temperance is appearing as guidance for how you should navigate this situation. While this other person is being extreme and imbalanced, you need to stay centered and grounded. Temperance is asking you to be the one who maintains equilibrium even when everything around you feels chaotic. This might mean that you need to find middle ground in a situation where others are being polarizing. It might mean that you need to blend different perspectives or approach things with patience when others are being reactive. Temperance is about the wisdom to know that not everything needs to be addressed immediately, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to remain calm and balanced while others are losing their center. I'm also picking up that Temperance is telling you to trust the process. There is a natural unfolding that is happening, and while this person is trying to force and control outcomes, you need to have faith that the universe has its own timing and its own way of bringing balance back to situations that have become imbalanced. The angel in the Temperance card is literally mixing water between two cups, showing us that healing and resolution come through patience and the willingness to work with divine timing. This is such an important message for you right now because you might be feeling anxious or worried about what this person is doing, but Temperance is reassuring you that there is a higher order at work and that balance will be restored. The fifth card is Eight of Pentacles, and this card is absolutely fascinating in this context because Eight of Pentacles is about craftsmanship, skill, dedication, and the process of mastering something through consistent effort. But in this reading, Eight of Pentacles is showing me how this person has been operating. This person has been working on their plan for a while. They have been methodical, careful, and detail-oriented in their approach. Eight of Pentacles represents the dedication and focus they have been putting into their scheme or their manipulation. They are not being sloppy or random about this. They have been crafting their approach with the same care that a master craftsman would put into creating something. What makes this particularly concerning is that Eight of Pentacles shows someone who is skilled at what they do. This person knows how to manipulate situations or people because they have done it before. They have refined their technique, and they understand how to make their actions seem legitimate or justified. The Eight of Pentacles is about repetition and practice, which tells me this is not the first time this person has operated this way. For you, Gemini, this card is revealing that you are dealing with someone who is experienced in playing these kinds of games. They are not an amateur, and that is why their approach might seem so convincing or why you might have a hard time pinpointing exactly what feels wrong. They have practiced this, they've gotten good at it, and they know how to make their manipulations look like something else entirely. But here is the other side of Eight of Pentacles. This card is also about the consequences of dedicating yourself to something. When you put consistent effort and focus into something, you become very identified with it. This person has invested so much time and energy into their plan that they have lost the ability to see it objectively. They are so deep into the process that they cannot step back and see the bigger picture or consider whether what they are doing is actually right. Eight of Pentacles also represents the idea that what you put out into the world comes back to you. If you dedicate yourself to manipulation and control, then the universe is going to show you the consequences of that dedication. This person has been working hard on their plan, but what they do not realize is that all of that focused energy is going to come back to them in ways they did not anticipate. I'm also getting that Eight of Pentacles in your reading is showing you the importance of paying attention to the details. While this person has been focused on crafting their scheme, you need to be equally attentive to what you are observing. Small details matter right now. The little things that might seem insignificant could actually be very revealing about what is really going on. The final card, and this is such a powerful way to conclude this reading, is Queen of Wands, and let me tell you, this card is coming through with such strong energy. Queen of Wands represents confidence, charisma, independence, and someone who is fiercely protective of their domain. But in this reading, Queen of Wands is showing me the energy that is going to ultimately expose this whole situation. Queen of Wands is someone who sees through bullshit. She is intuitive, perceptive, and she does not tolerate manipulation or dishonesty. This could be you, Gemini, stepping fully into your power and your ability to see the truth. Or this could be another person who is going to come into the situation and bring clarity and truth to what is happening. What I love about Queen of Wands appearing here is that she represents the consequences catching up to the person who has been playing this dangerous game. Queen of Wands does not stay quiet when she sees injustice or manipulation. She speaks up, she takes action, and she is not afraid to call people out on their behavior. This energy is going to be the catalyst that brings everything to light. The Queen of Wands is also incredibly magnetic and influential. When she decides to expose something, people listen. So whether this is you finding your voice and speaking your truth, or whether this is someone else who is going to validate your concerns, either way, this energy is going to be pivotal in revealing what has been hidden. For you personally, Gemini, Queen of Wands is encouraging you to embody this confidence and self-assurance. You have the ability to see through what is happening, and you have the power to protect yourself and others from this person's manipulations. Queen of Wands does not second-guess herself, and she does not let other people make her doubt her perceptions. This is the energy you need to channel right now. I am also picking up that Queen of Wands represents the natural consequences of playing with fire. This person has been playing a dangerous game, and the Queen of Wands is the fire that is going to burn through all of their carefully constructed facades. You cannot manipulate forever. Eventually, the truth comes out, and when it does, it comes out in a way that is undeniable and impossible to ignore. So Gemini, what we have here is a complete picture of someone in your energy who is using traditional authority and structure to manipulate a situation, believing their actions will lead to a positive outcome, operating during a period where information is hidden, being completely out of balance in their approach, having carefully crafted their plan with skill and dedication, but ultimately facing consequences when strong, confident truth-seeking energy exposes everything. The cards are showing you that you do not need to do anything drastic right now. You do not need to confront anyone prematurely or force a revelation. What you need to do is trust your intuition, stay balanced and observant, and allow the natural consequences to unfold. The truth is going to come out not because you have to make it happen, but because the universe has a way of bringing balance back to situations that have become imbalanced. Pay attention to the details. Trust that inner knowing that tells you something is often. Be ready to step into your Queen of Wands energy when the time comes. This person does not realize the consequences of their actions yet, but they will. And when they do, you are going to be glad that you trusted yourself and did not get pulled into their game. Take care of yourself during this time, Gemini, and remember that your ability to see multiple perspectives and to question what does not feel right is one of your greatest strengths. Do not let anyone make you doubt that.